welcome to my online story time. My name is Keiko Satomi. I am the children's librarian at the Kuroke Public Library. So today I am going to try something different. I will introduce the old storytelling in Japan where I grew up as a kid through a young adulthood. And that is called Kamishibai. And I will talk about it a little later. And I will introduce a word in Japanese, how to say hello, and some animal songs too. Okay, so let's start with hello song as usual. And does anybody remember how to say hello in American Sign Language? That's right. So you put your hand on your forehead and move it away from your forehead. So this is hello. And in Japan, one of the countries in Asia where I grew up, to say hello, we say konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Can you say it? It's longer, isn't it? So we will sing the hello song in both languages. So let's start with English. Are you ready? Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. And in Japanese, we say konnichiwa instead. So let's try this way. Are you ready? Konnichiwa, friends. Konnichiwa, friends. Konnichiwa, friends. It's time to say konnichiwa. Wonderful job. So today we have two other friends who wants to say hello to you too. And let's see who comes first. There she is. Who is she? What is this? That's right. It's a cow. And what does cow say? Cow says moo, moo. By the way, in Japanese, cow says moo, moo. It's kind of close, but a little different. Okay, and the song goes like this. When cow gets up in the morning, she always says hello. When cow gets up in the morning, she always says hello. And what does she say? Moo, moo. Or moo, moo. And that is what she says. Bye-bye, cow. Okay, and who comes next? There he is. What is this? That's right, it's a rooster. And what does rooster say? The rooster says cock-a-doodle-doo. And in Japanese, rooster says ko-ke-ko-ko. It's a little different. Okay, and the song goes like this. When rooster gets up in the morning, he always says hello. When rooster gets up in the morning, he always says hello. And what does he say? Cock-a-doodle-doo. Or ko-ke-ko-ko. And that is what he says. Bye-bye, rooster. Okay, so let's move on to Kamishibai story. So I'm going to move this table. Here you go. Do you see a little wooden box here? So in the when the country was still poor, usually a man carried this wooden box with some candies. Most of the time they are homemade candies on their bicycle, and they went around the field or villages or town. And he hit these two sticks together and called for some children to gather around him. And when kids heard those sounds, they hurried coming towards him, and most of the time, if they were able to afford, they brought a little coin in their hands because they wanted to buy some candies from the man before he started some stories. And sometimes, some kids cannot afford it. And those times, the man usually just gave those candies to some children too. And kids enjoyed the story and the candy at the same time. So this was one of the ways that the children enjoyed some storytelling back then when they did not have television or any other entertainment source. So that's what I'm going to do today. So here are the sticks, and I'm going to start the story. And I'm going to open up the stage. There you go. And what do you see on the cover? Yes, do you see a dragon? This is kind of an Asian style dragon. And here's a boy. And this says, Ryu no me no namida. That means the dragon's tears. So I am going to read this story in Japanese in the very beginning part, just so you can kind of feel that how it sounds like, and then I am going to switch to English. Ryu no me no namida. 山の中に大きな竜が住んでいました。人々はいつも竜の噂をしていました。Okay, I'm going to switch to English. The dragon's tears. Once there was a big dragon who lived in the mountains. The people of the town nearby always talked about it among themselves. The dragon's eyes are fierce, fiery red, and his mouth is so huge that it stretches all the way across his face. His breath is red and hot like fire. Sometimes I can hear him roar. If you happen to get too close and he sees you, he'll swallow you up. Everyone in the town was afraid of the dragon. No one liked him. Because of the dragon, my children are afraid to go to bed at night. I don't know what to do when my child wakes up in the middle of the night crying because of the dragon. Isn't there anyone who can chase the dragon away? I wonder why a brave man doesn't appear to save us from him. One day, as the people talked among themselves in this way, a baby was born in the town. It was a boy, and he grew to be big and strong. But this boy was not like the other children. He never cried when he heard stories about the dragon. In fact, he was so curious that he asked questions about it. He may sound brave, but he was not especially so. He did not like to play soldiers with the other boys and seemed to prefer quiet games. But what made him special was this gentleness and kindness to other children. One night, the boy sat up suddenly in bed and began to cry. "What's the matter, dear? Do you have a stomachache? Why are you crying?" "It's the dragon." "Don't be frightened, dear. The dragon doesn't take away good children." "You don't understand, Mother. I am not afraid of the dragon." "Then why are you crying?" "I feel sorry for him." "What do you mean? Why should you feel sorry for him?" "Why? Don't you see? No one is nice to him." As he said this, great tears began to flow down the boy's cheeks, and he began to cry again. When the neighbors heard what had happened, they began to talk. "I wonder why the boy said that. Yes, what a strange thing to say. He is such a quiet child. Maybe something is wrong with him." When the boy's mother overheard the townspeople talking, she said to them, "There is nothing wrong with my boy. He was half asleep when he said those things. He'll soon be 7 years old. He'll grow out of this talk." Finally, the day of the boy's birthday arrived. "Well, dear, who would you like to invite to your birthday party?" "The dragon! I want the dragon to come." "What are you saying, my dear? Of course you don't mean that." But the little boy really did want the dragon to come. His mother did not know what to do and tried to get him to change his mind. But the boy would not listen. A little later, the boy went out of the house. In no time, he found himself standing on top of a hill just outside of the town. He could see a range of mountains off in the distance. Soft, white summer clouds hung in the sky right above them. "The dragon must live hidden in the shadow of one of those mountains. I'm going to look for him." The boy walked down to the bottom of the hill. He followed the road for miles and miles. When he got tired, he slept in the woods. When he got hungry, he ate nuts from the trees. Finally, he came to the mountain where the dragon lived. He found himself overlooking a misty valley and could hear the roar of a mighty river below. If he called out from that spot, he was sure that his voice could be heard all over the mountains. The boy called down into the valley, "Dragon! Mr. Dragon! Mr. Dragon! Mr. Dragon!" His The dragon was sleeping in his cold, dark cave. What's that? Someone is calling me. How strange. Who could it be? The dragon lifted up his head and answered back. What do you want? Please come out. It was the voice of a young child. The dragon became more and more curious, and heaving his long body up from the ground, lumbered out of his cave. So it was you that just called me. The sound of his voice could make your blood run cold, and he waved his long red tongue in front of his face as he spoke. Whenever he moved, the brittle scales on his body would brush against the leaves on the trees, setting them in motion to create great gusts of wind. The little boy was watching everything. I can see that you are not an ordinary boy. Why did you come all the way here to look for me? I want to invite you to my birthday party. You have never been invited to a party before, have you, Mr. Dragon? I can't say that I have. Well, that's why I came. You'll come, won't you? Let's go to my house. There will be a lot of good things to eat. The dragon listened to what the boy said, but couldn't decide what to do. You want me to go with you? Is it really all right? Of course it is. I won't do anything to hurt you. I'll protect you if anyone is mean to you. The dragon looked seriously into the boy's face. There was a gentle glow in his eyes, a glow that had been locked up deep inside for hundreds of years. Thank you. No human being has ever spoken kindly to me before. In fact, human beings have only hated and despised me. Tears began to flow down the dragon's cheeks. I'm really not bad. Everyone just thinks I am. The dragon's tears poured down to the ground and gradually began to flow like a river. The boy was very surprised and grabbed on quickly onto a tree nearby. What are you crying? Why are you crying, Mr. Dragon? Your tears will wash me away and I won't be able to go back home. Don't worry, little boy. Just get on my back. By the time the dragon's tears had become a great river. The blue of the sky reflected on the surface. The dragon's body floated on the water like a boat. Braving the waves, he carried the boy toward his home. He told the boy, "This is the happiest moment in my life. I am going to stay on the water like this and become your boat. Then I can have all the many kind of gentle children of the world come for a ride on me." Soon the boy's town could be seen on the bank in the distance. Suddenly, one end of the dragon's body began to change, and he turned slowly into a black boat. His breath became smoke and his roar steam whistle. When the people of the town caught their first glimpse of the black steamboat and the little boy riding on it, how surprised they all were! And what a splendid homecoming they gave to the boy and his new friend. The end. Okay, nice listening, everybody. So, it's been 20 minutes, so let's do a scarf song. And we're gonna do a peekaboo song and popcorn kernels as usual. So you can go grab a scarf or kind of cloth. Kitchen paper can work too. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Peekaboo, peekaboo, I see you, I see you. I see your little nose, I see your tiny toes, I see you, I see you. Okay, so today's finale is popcorn kernels. And we will swish your scarf like this. Okay, ready? Popcorn kernels in the pot. In the pot, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, till they pop, till they pop. Okay, so thank you so much for listening and being here with me today. And this is all for today. So we are going to sing a goodbye song. Ready? Now it's time to say goodbye, say goodbye, say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye and see you all next time. Hope you have a great rest of your day.